Welcome to part 2 of the week 3 live chat series. This time we'll be diving into case 22, focusing on Procter & Gamble and its strategic decision regarding the launch of Crest White Strips Advanced Seal. This case offers a great opportunity to integrate finance and marketing tools, particularly through the analysis of discounted cash flows, or DCF, and market cannibalization. The goal is to evaluate whether the launch of the Advanced Seal line will create value for Procter & Gamble, considering the potential impact on their existing whitening products. Let's begin by understanding the background. In May 2008, P&G's North American Oral Care Group was considering launching Crest White Strips Advanced Seal. This product offered improved adhesion for better whitening results, a significant improvement over previous whitening strips. However, the team faced a challenge. How would customers respond, and how might this new line impact P&G's existing products, especially the premium and basic lines? The Advanced Seal product aimed to improve market penetration, but its success depended heavily on customer adoption and its effect on other existing products. For this case, we have several key learning objectives. First, we will build competence in DCF analysis, focusing on projecting incremental cash flows. Second, we will explore the effects of product cannibalization on financial projections, an advanced topic in capital budgeting. Third, we will practice scenario analysis, considering different launch strategies and their potential impacts. Lastly, this case helps bridge finance with marketing concepts, such as understanding price elasticity and market positioning. At a minimum, your analysis needs to address the points shown in the slide. Why launch the Advanced Seal product? Is the project viable? Why or why not? Which strategic proposal is best and why? What are the key value drivers? And what are your specific recommendations based on the facts, examples, etc.? Let's discuss P&G's motivation behind the launch. Procter & Gamble was a leader in the at-home teeth whitening market, but the category had a low household penetration of about 3%. Previous attempts to expand the market met limited success. The Advanced Seal product presented an opportunity to address a key consumer pain point, adhesion, thereby improving the product's effectiveness. This could help P&G expand the market and potentially convert more consumers to at-home whitening solutions. However, the company needed to weigh this potential market growth against the risk of cannibalizing its existing products. Some key points to consider include Procter & Gamble's background. As a leading company in consumer goods, it has continually innovated in the oral care segment. In May 2008, their North American Oral Care Group was evaluating the introduction of an improved Crest White Strips product. Product overview. The new product, named Advanced Seal, was an improvement over existing at-home tooth whitening treatments. It boasted better adhesion to teeth, promising consumers enhanced whitening results. Marketing concerns. One key concern was the adoption rate of the new product by consumers. Another concern was the potential impact on the sales of existing P&G whitening products. This is known as sales cannibalization. Financial considerations. Launching a new product involves significant investment both in terms of capital and resources. The company had to assess the potential return on investment, ROI, and how the new product would fit into their existing product portfolio. Strategic decision points. P&G had to determine the positioning of Advanced Seal in the market. The pricing strategy and marketing campaign were crucial elements to be planned out. P&G's dominance in oral care. Procter & Gamble holds a leading position in the North American oral care industry. This dominance provides them with a competitive edge in terms of brand recognition, distribution channels, and customer loyalty. As a market leader, P&G has the capacity to significantly influence consumer trends and market dynamics. The do-it-yourself teeth whitening market landscape. Despite P&G's strong position, the market for do-it-yourself teeth whitening is notably small, with only 3% of households engaging with such products. This statistic suggests there is a considerable untapped market potential, but it also indicates a historical challenge in attracting a wider consumer base. This low penetration rate underscores the opportunity for P&G to capture more market share with an improved product offering. Attempts to expand the market. P&G and its competitors have previously attempted to expand the do-it-yourself teeth whitening market. These efforts, however, have seen limited success. The lackluster expansion could be attributed to various factors, such as consumer skepticism, dissatisfaction with past products, or a lack of perceived need. The challenge here is not only to introduce a new product, but also to shift consumer perception and behaviors to drive market growth. The innovation of advanced seal technology. With the introduction of the advanced seal technology, P&G aims to address a key barrier to market expansion, the problem of strip adhesion. By improving the product's usability with a firmer grip and better fit, P&G seeks not only to enhance user experience, but also to broaden the market by converting non-users into users. This innovation represents a strategic move to increase market penetration and possibly create a new standard within the teeth whitening segment. However, P&G must balance the potential market growth with the risk of cannibalizing sales from its existing whitening products. Strategic considerations. The decision to launch Advanced Seal involves weighing the potential to expand market reach against the risk of impacting sales of existing premium and basic white strips. P&G's ability to successfully position Advanced Seal as a superior product will determine whether it attracts new customers or merely shifts demand within its own portfolio. Understanding consumer behavior and pricing sensitivity will be crucial for P&G in achieving the desired market impact. The analysis will be instrumental in determining the viability and strategic implications of the product launch. Discounted cash flow model. To assess the financial merits of the white strip project, you will construct a discounted cash flow model. Normally, we would use a discounted cash flow model to estimate the value of a company's stock. Similarly, you can use DCF modeling to compare the value of the various investments a company might take, such as the white strips project. The DCF will help forecast the expected incremental cash flows, taking into account the time value of money. See the video at the end of this slide deck for examples of how you might construct a DCF model using an Excel spreadsheet. Steps for building a DCF model. First, estimate the cash flows. Project the product's revenue, expenses, taxes, and changes in working capital. Step 2, determine the discount rate, reflecting the project's risk relative to the company's weighted average cost of capital. Step 3, calculate net present value. Discount the cash flows to their present value and subtract the initial investment. Impact on existing products. An important consideration is how the new white strips will affect cash flows from existing product lines. We must consider the potential for cannibalization and how it could be offset by market expansion or product differentiation. Analyzing cash flow impacts. Incremental cash flows. Only the additional cash flows directly attributable to the new project should be considered. Cannibalization effects. Reduction in sales of existing products must be subtracted from the new product's projected cash flows. Synergies. Increased sales in complementary products or cost savings could add to the project's value. Keep in mind, for this particular assignment, your instructor is much less interested in the exact calculations you perform, although they should be reasonable and accurate. Primarily, consider the process you use to evaluate Crest's investment in this particular project. Identifying the key value drivers is essential for understanding the success of the Advanced SEAL launch. Here, some of the major drivers include the product's market penetration, the price elasticity of demand, and the degree of cannibalization of P&G's existing products. The sensitivity of cash flows to these drivers can significantly affect the project's overall value. For instance, if the Advanced SEAL product successfully attracts new users rather than cannibalizing existing premium users, the potential value is much higher. Similarly, maintaining gross margins through effective pricing strategies will directly influence profitability. Based on our analysis, we should provide a recommendation for Roman, the head of the oral care group. This recommendation needs to consider the balance between market expansion potential and the risks associated with cannibalization. If P&G's primary goal is to drive market growth, the revenue-focused strategy might be suitable, provided they are comfortable with the associated risks. Alternatively, if stability is a priority, the more conservative approach may be preferable. As you develop the content for your response and recommendations, include detailed descriptions and explanations for the key questions posed by the case assignment. These should include the following: situation and motivation. Outline the competitive landscape and Procter & Gamble's position within the market. Discuss the consumer trends and technology advancements driving Procter & Gamble's innovation. With respect to motivation, detail the rationale for the launch of Advanced SEAL, such as market demand for improved products, the potential for gaining market share, and the necessity for product differentiation. Economic viability. When assessing viability, we will review the projected financial statements and cash flow analyses, including market analysis data in your report to substantiate demand projections. For example, utilize data from similar product launches, industry benchmarks, and consumer surveys to provide concrete examples underpinning the economic assessment. Strategic proposal analysis. Strategic options. Be sure to outline the various strategic proposals for the launch, possibly including aggressive marketing, phased rollout, or bundling with existing products. Identify and justify a preferred strategic proposal that aligns best with P&G's strengths and market opportunities. Value drivers. When identifying value drivers, dissect the components that will most significantly impact the financial success of the Advanced SEAL product, such as innovation, brand loyalty, market penetration, and cost efficiency. When quantifying the impact, discuss how these drivers influence the DCF model's inputs and the project's overall net present value. Recommendation. Form an investment decision recommendation based on the analyzed data, the strategic fit, and risk assessment. Back up your recommendation with insights from financial models, consumer behavior analysis, and strategic alignment with P&G's objectives. Be sure to encapsulate the analysis, reiterating the importance of a multifaceted approach that combines financial modeling with strategic analysis. Emphasize the significance of making data-driven decisions in the context of broader corporate strategy and market dynamics. Some things to consider. Do not simply repeat the questions and provide only a short answer after the question. Details matter. Your final product must be a properly formatted, professionally written research report in essay format with a clear introduction, body, and conclusion, along with multiple APA references. Use descriptive subtitles to organize your essay and let the reader know which of the questions you are addressing. In summary, the decision to launch the Advanced Seal line comes down to a careful analysis of potential cash flows, cannibalization risks, and market positioning. The Advanced Seal product offers a chance to expand market reach, but requires a careful balancing act between growth and protecting existing product lines. Through this case, we've explored how strategic marketing decisions can directly influence financial outcomes. As you work on your reports, ensure your analysis is thorough and that you articulate how different scenarios affect the overall value of this investment for Procter & Gamble. Consider the following. Strategies with greater upside, also known as the drive revenue strategy, face greater downside risk due to significant cannibalization effects. Strategies with less opportunity to expand the category, also known as the minimize cannibalization strategy, face less downside risk. In effect, because of the variation in gross profit, P&G's strategy should be to encourage customers to trade up and cannibalize basic units for advanced seal units, but also to preserve and encourage as much premium usage as possible, even at the expense of advanced seal sales. From this summary, pay particular attention to net present value of the incremental revenues, this is the discounted cash flow approach, and to the associated internal rates of return. What conclusions might you draw from this? For example, how do the various levels of cannibalization of existing product lines affect the internal rate of return? What does this tell P&G management about how they might want to position the new product lines so as to find a so-called sweet spot for cannibalization levels in order to maximize profitability? Carefully explain and support your conclusions in your essay. As mentioned earlier, you can use discounted cash flow modeling not only to estimate the value for company stock, but you can take a similar approach to estimate the value of a particular project, such as the product launch for Crest White Strips by Procter & Gamble. You can watch this video online for an example of how to construct a DCF model using an Excel spreadsheet. Use the web link in the speaker notes for this slide to find the YouTube link. This concludes the live chat for now. As always, reach out if you have any questions.